Hey y'all, it's Fantasia. Welcome to my channel, Sewing with Tay. I want to say hi. I have a ton of new subscribers. I really appreciate all of you guys coming by. A lot of you are here because of the crochet. I keep calling it crochet. What is it called? Hand knitting, colossal knit maxi sweater tutorial. So I had some questions and I'm going to do my best to answer them and kind of show you what I was doing. So if you're new here, I'm Fan. I make videos about sewing, DIY, sewing tutorials, sewing alongs, obviously hand knitting. Now, I'm a boy mom, I'm a starter lock life. And also, I haven't added this in previous ones. I am a coffee girl. I'm trying to give up the Starbucks, so I've been making coffee at home. So I got an espresso. So maybe there might be some lifestyle videos about me and my Nespresso maker. But if those things are your cup of tea, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get into today because I don't have a lot of time. We're going to get into casting off, which is finishing the bottom hem of your sleeve, your front panels, your back panels. I'll try to give a little bit more detail there. And then someone asked a question about the shoulders. So I have some videos like that were kind of chopped and like put together for the main video. So I'll try to go slowly and kind of explain to you what was going on. And hopefully it's clearer. These are our loops. These are our pearls. Other side, these are our knits going up like that. So we're going to cast off again. Take your yarn through your first loop, yarn through the second loop. You have two loops here. This first one is going to go over the second one and pull the second one down. So this is your new first loop because there's no loop here. And you're going to make another loop. And then you're going to take the second one, put it over the third one. And then you have a fourth one. Pull it through. Take this one, pull it over, pull that one through. And then you just do that all the way to the end. This is the original clip from the video. I'm just going to explain it again. So you have your working yarn and you have your last row of loops. You're going to make two new loops just like you've done the entire time you've been making this sweater. Just two loops. You're going to take your second loop and put it inside the first loop. So you're going to be pulling the new loop you just make. So you're going to continue making new loops and just pull it into the previous loop. Or if you want to, I don't know if this is easier to understand, make a new loop and pull the previous loop over the loop you just created. So you're going to keep doing this the way that you've always done it, making a new loop. I'm going to slow it down here just so you can see a little bit more. You're going to use your working yarn, make a new loop. The previous loop, you're going to pull it over the new loop or pull the new loop into the previous loop. Same thing. So you're going to make a new loop with your working yarn, just like that, and pull it out. Make sure it's not too short so it won't be too tight. And then you're going to pull it inside of the previous loop, and that is now your new main loop. So now you need to make your next loop again. You're going to grab your working yarn and make a new loop. And you're just going to repeat this process all the way till you get to the end. And since I'm using this video to show the how to transition into the second side of the shoulder that does not have a yarn attached to it and insert a new yarn, I like that this is a different color. So I'm going to attempt to do one more demo of the casting off. So here's my yarn here on the side. I'm going to take this yarn over this one, pull it through. Nope, I did that wrong already, guys. Let's get some more yarn here. So we have two loops here. I'm going to take my yarn, make a new loop, take my yarn, make a new loop in loop number 2. So now I have two loops. This one is a pretty big loop. Make this one a little bit smaller. So here's your loop 1, here's your loop 2. You have 2 loops like that. Take this one over the next one. And you're going to pull it up. That's your new loop. You have this loop, which was the original loop. Take your yarn, make a new loop. Take you, pull it in there just like that. Yarn, new loop. Take the old loop, pull it over top. Then we have a new loop right here. Old yarn over the loop. Oh, my camera, guys. There we go. You're going to take this one inside. Take you over inside. I'm running out of yarn, guys. Over. Last loop inside. Over. And usually you would cut this, but this is the end of my mock-up test yarn. And take this one. You're going to put it inside that last loop. And you're going to pull it tight. Like that. And again, with this same yarn, I also did the same thing of just making a knot. And usually this would be a little bit longer. And pull it tight. Ta-da! And now we have a braid. Sorry, my phone has a shadow here. A braid finished garment. Yep, it took me a while also to get this. I had to watch it closely to understand it, but it's literally just pulling that second loop into the previous loop. And you're going to keep doing this until you get to the end. And when you get to the end, you're only going to have 1 loop left. It makes this little braid effect here. I have a couple more loops to go. I'm going to let this play real time so that you can really see what's happening. So you're making a new loop, pulling it into the previous loop. This one kind of came apart, so I had to fix that. So you're going to make a new loop and then pull it through. And this here is my last loop. So I'm going to make a new loop with my last one from the previous row. You're going to pull it through. And then you're going to pull it into the previous loop. And this is now your last loop. So to finish, you're going to cut your working yarn. You're going to make it a little bit long of a tail so you have some space there. And then you're just going to pull that end through the loop and tighten it. Not too tight because you don't want it to pull. And I don't know what the rules are. I just made this the way I wanted to make it, but I didn't want this loop to come out. So I just actually went around the loop again and just made it a double knot. Now, someone else asked me about the transition into the shoulder from the back to the front panels. This here was the top of my back panel, which means this is where my shoulder starts. I had 22-ish loops, and I'm going to split it in the middle, and I'm going to work on one side, and then we're going to work on the other side later. Her question was, I started one side differently than I started the other side, which is correct. So here, we're just going to split it down the middle. And so that I know where to stop, I wanted to put some pins in. This is the side with my working yarn on it, so I'm going to start on that side. Whatever side has your yarn still attached to the ball, that's where we're going to start. So see my pin there, I'm only going to create rows up until that pin. So I have 11 stitches. I was really mindful this time to make sure I counted my stitches so that I didn't mistakenly make new stitches or drop stitches, because I had drop stitches on my first time I did this. So where your working yarn is, you're just going to continue as normal, making new rows. I feel like I could speed this up a little bit because nothing has changed about how you make these rows. You're just going to continue to make rows. So I didn't originally include this clip because I was kind of in the way of the camera, but yeah. So you see here, I only did for the 12 rows. So now this is the opposite side. You start this after you've completely knit the other side to the same length as your back. This here is my working yarn, and I'm going to zoom in for a second. This is my loop. Be careful because you see how that loop is on top? That back piece that's facing up, those are my original stitches. and those are stitches, not purls. But I have been knitting purls up facing me, if you see the left side over here. So I had to remember that I'm going to be folding this over. So I need that purl, which is that left to right horizontal stitch. It needs to be facing me. So I'm going to be knitting this on top of it, on top of the back, so that I know exactly how long it needs to be. So you see here, I want to make sure that those loops that are going left to right, that they are facing me. So that means that both of the knit stitches are basically right sides together if you're a sewer, and that I'm working on the wrong side of the knit. But to start this off, all you had to do was make that loop. And 1 second, I'm going to do a replay. So to play it again, I'm going to just make a loop, just a random loop, and put it inside that first loop, and we're going to leave this tail here. We're doing this because this side does not have yarn that's attached to our ball of yarn. So you have to basically insert. This is the same process you would do if you want to insert a color. You literally just make a loop and stick it in. What I did at the end that I did not show is I just made a knot. I picked a loop and tied this end around to knot it in there. Don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, but that's what's been working for me. I just knot it off, and then you continue to knit this row the same way you've knit the rest of your rows. You're just going to make a loop from that outside edge to the inside edge where your pin was. That's separated to let you know you're only going to do half of this shoulder. So you see here, I had 11 or 12 stitches. I don't remember exactly at this point, but you're just going to go from the right side to the center, to the left side, to the center. You see me here taking out my pin that I used to mark where I was holding those yarns so they wouldn't come out or anything like that while I was working on the opposite side. But yeah, you start on that side and then you continue with the same method of just making the row. And then you kind of flip your yarn and you have, this is where you see here where I told you I'm working with the purl side up. So I'm going to be knitting on top of this back piece. So the purl stitches are facing me. So basically this is my shoulder. Basically my garment is inside out, right sides together. So I'm just going to start making the next row the same way. I think the only different part here is that we're just going to make a loop and leave that tail there and then use that loop to make a knot to kind of seal it off. And I'll speed this up for you. So this is just me making the loops. And again, you want to have your pearls facing down. Here's a different view, different angle of this. You're just going to continue to do this the same way you've done all the other things. You just have that random tail at your shoulder that you will need to secure. Okay, here is my tester again, and I'm going to show another demo. I have this red yarn here. There we go. This red yarn here. So if I was going to insert this to change a color or to start that second sleeve, you want to make a loop here, so like that. And these are my purl sides, so you want to make sure that the purl is on the right side. These here are purls. These left to right stitches are purls. So you want to pull it through here. See, no purl. Not right. So you're going to pull this through here like that. There's your purl. So you want to make sure that your purl is on the same side when you insert the fabric. So this is insert the yarn. This is my yarn. If you go this way, you don't have no purl stitch. This is a purl stitch. This is a purl stitch, purl stitch. So if you go from the back end, you don't have a purl stitch. If you go in like this, you have a purl stitch, but I'm going to flip it like this. Purl stitch. You have a tail here. The tail goes off to the side. So you just insert this in here like that. And then you just start looping like you would normally. Push them through, and push them through like so, like that. So you see here, we have all of our new loops like that. And then what I was doing for this part right here was I was just taking this and making a knot once I got to the end. So you can put new thread in this way, or you can put new thread in, um, you can put new thread in just by tying on to the end of your yarn. But for your shoulder, when you're inserting the new thread and there's no thread to tie onto because you did half of the garment already, so the thread's over there. I inserted this into here, and then I just made a knot here to secure that, like a super tight knot. But I did that after I had knitted the whole thing because I just left the tail long, and I waited till I was done, and I went back and knotted. And any extra that might have been still hanging from here, I would have just weaved it in, like just stuck it in here in between the loops so that it was tucked inside. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully that cleared up any questions you have. If you have more questions, please just leave me a message. I'm like dedicated to helping you guys make these giant knit sweaters. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like and tell all your friends. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys being here and actually asking questions so that I can help you figure it out. But until next time, bye.